Welcome to my take on the Halland, which is a Tier 10 torpedo boat in the Pan-European line. I absolutely love playing this boat, and while the lack of a smoke and her slow speed can kind of be hard to get used to, the ability for her to be able to lock down areas of the map and just generally be annoying makes this ship seriously enjoyable to play. Let's start with some interesting history. She was built and designed in Sweden and was commissioned in 1955. Her sister ship, the Småland, was commissioned in 1956. And there was another two ships that were built but were sold to the Colombian Navy. The Holland class destroyers were built for anti-submarine warfare and consisted of having 8 375mm anti-submarine rockets, which you can see on the fore end of the ship. They also had 4 120mm automatic dual-purpose guns in 2 turrets, and 2 57mm automatic dual-purpose guns in another 2 turrets. They also were mounted with the 6 40mm anti-aircraft guns. The torpedo armament, which was 2 533mm torpedo launchers and 1 quintuple launcher and 1 triple launcher. Later in life, the Halland and Småland were both modified to carry the 1 or 2 Saab anti-ship missiles. So back to the Halland. She is first and foremost a torpedo boat. She has 10 torpedoes and 2 quintuple launchers in the midships. The torpedoes are lightning fast, with a base speed of 86 knots, and combining the right skills and modules, you can get that all the way up to 94 knots. The Holland's reload time on these torpedoes is also insanely quick, with it being at 100 seconds. And you can get that down to almost 75 seconds before adrenaline rush. And they also have a max range of 15 kilometers, which makes them super easy to land on targets at 15 kilometers or even targets that are retreating. And they are consistently able to set floods on any enemy targets. However, the torpedoes do have a slight issue, as they don't hit very hard, with only doing 10,700 damage per torpedo, so it's really difficult to get any dev strikes. She also has an excellent AA suite, which reaches all the way out to 6 kilometers, and when combined with the defensive fire, can rip apart almost any enemy aircraft. Normally though, this aircraft carrier can still get off 1 drop against her, but usually never 2, and it prevents them from perma spotting you since she doesn't have a smoke. Let's move on to the Holland's weakest armament, which is her guns. She has only 4 120mm guns and 2 turrets, 1 forward, 1 aft, which makes getting into gunfights a little less than a pleasing idea. However, with her fast reload of 2 seconds, it does make it having a gunfight a much better prospect than being in a shimma. You can also combine this with her 8% fire chance, which can quickly and easily set fires on any target, which comes in handy to deal some extra damage to some battleships or even keeping a DD from going dark. While her gun range is 10.5 kilometers, with her floaty shells, hitting a DD at 10 kilometers is almost near impossible. So let's showcase this a little bit. So in this instance, we have a Hindenburg who's pushing in, and I'm going to use the speed of the torpedoes to get the Hindenburg to dodge the first set and not have enough time to react and dodge the second set. So as you can see, he dodged the first one by speeding up, and now he has nowhere to go except for right into the Torps. And that was the end of him.
We sunk an allied cruiser.
However, when you are shooting torpedoes at cruisers, it is important to remember not to shoot every 30 seconds, like I did with this Yoshino. The shooting every 30 seconds is better for battleships because it does gives you a higher chance of putting a flood and keeping a flood on a battleship. However, in this instance, I should have saved that set of Torps instead of launching it, because of course the Yoshino's Hydro is going to spot it, and I would have launched 2 here right there, and I would have actually hit the Yoshino just like the Hindenburg. So that was a mistake on my part. However, the torpedoes with the fast reload time
Enemy
can
destroyer
easily
detected.
keep a lot of ships hidden behind the islands, and if they ever do come out, you will have another set ready to go
There's a slim chance.
to do a nice bit of damage, as this Yamato is about to find out. Ooh, not a lot of damage, but all 5 hit. And again, when this gearing tries to run, Torps are there ready for him.
We've blown
And
up
this
an allied
Yoshino
destroyer.
thought he was able to do the same thing. So as he's leaving this island cover, launch another 2 sets, and with the range and the speed, he takes 3 Torps for his troubles.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
Also, with the Holland's AA,
Anti-aircraft
it
gun
doesn't
cruiser on
keep
full alert.
the amount of firepower you can put out with it is insane, and it keeps you pretty much not perma-spotted like other DDs would have a problem with, and that lets me survive from this Kleber. And then
Anti-aircraft gun cruiser on full
also,
alert.
because of the A damage, you can easily get a cap, because the aircraft carrier is only going to get 1 drop, and in this one, he just barely misses. But I get the cap. And then sometimes the Holland's A, well, sometimes doesn't do a lot of damage. Other times, it does an insane amount of damage.
Anti-aircraft
So I
gun
was thinking
cruiser on
I was
full
only
alert.
going to get a few aircraft kills at this point, and then all of a sudden, over 16,000 damage. Probably ran into the flak burst. And using your torps to keep ships behind islands also means that you can use your guns, because
Engine boost deactivated.
guns shells are very floaty, and it's very easy to shoot over islands. Some won't be able to, especially
Torpedoes
at
dead
this
ahead.
range. And the high fire chance of 8% means that you pretty much set a fire instantly on this guy. And just poke him a little bit and do some extra damage. And in this case, no, the Torps are keeping a lot of the battleships back, and this cruiser in behind the island because he knows those Torps are coming. However, you can easily mix your flood chance and your fire chances to increase your damage. So this Yama takes a couple of Torps, or a few Torps, gets a flood, doesn't damage control it, figure it off, set a fire on him, and he'll probably die. But he does take a nice shot from the Montana or GK over there. Not sure who shot him.
Sunken allied cruiser.
And then this Kremlin pushes in, so with the high fire chance, I'm trying to set a fire here. And I do, so I let that burn. However, this Kremlin decides to damage control it. So I know his damage control is down, and I'm going to try and set another fire. However, he broadsides to Montana, and that never ends well. Here's the shells. Boom. And mixing your positioning along with your fires and your torps. So this Kremlin decided to push in, and I'm trying to set a fire or 2 just to, punish him. And also, since I can dodge fairly easily, with I'm trying to get that Kremlin to shoot me and not shoot my battleships over there, but he doesn't. So that's unfortunate, but launch some torps, set 1 fire. So hopefully I get some good torp hits, and then I'm trying to make sure this Zed doesn't come around and torp my battleships, because that'd be terrible. And he smokes up and does a Yui, so now my focus on this Kremlin, so this Kremlin doesn't get any more damage on my battleships. So he takes 5 torps and gets 2 floods. And one of those fires is mine, and another fire is from one of those ships. So just gonna finish him off with guns, and hopefully between those 2 fires and the guns, he'll probably die in a couple of seconds, which he does. And then we can focus on pushing those DDs back, which the Shima's still shooting, so he's about to die. So another purpose of the Holland is with its base, or not base, but getting your concealment down to 6 kilometers means you can outspot a lot of the gunboat DDs that are going to try and get behind your lines. So you can use your torps and your guns. Mostly in this case, the guns are to distract.
Cruiser sighted.
And as you can see, get one torp on him. He reacted way too late. However, you gotta know when to not engage. So I turn this Kleber over to Alaska, which should have an easy time finishing that guy off. So again, trying to position trying to keep this Kleber out from doing any damage to either the battleships coming in or on the cruisers on the east. So he gets stuck behind this island, and the cruisers finish him off. However, Holland torp angles are pretty bad, so the Kleber's is better. Don't forget that. I was thinking the Kleber didn't get torps off there. And then, if you are in any ship, boat, whatever, don't sit in a smoke like this. This is my second time trying to torp this Friesland out of here, so he should have known that these torps were coming. Maybe he didn't expect them so quick. But trying to push him to the left by shooting at him, and he does exactly what I wanted him to do. So he speeds up, gets to the left side of the smoke, and starts shooting again. Takes 3 torps. Well, I guess only one needed to kill him.
Off to a great start.
So again, trying to keep this DD away from my Conqueror, or at least if he does shoot torps, I'll spot the torps. And with your maneuverability, you can dodge shells as well as torps. So I have this Domichi Jonskoy, and with the 19mm armor, I actually bounced one of those shots, though it was probably a pretty high chance of auto bounce because it's such the angle. But at this case, I'm just trying to shoot this Zed, and I'm not worried about any of those cruisers shooting at me because I'm pretty sure I'll dodge most of their shells. And the Zed isn't even shooting at me. So just trying to finish him off, get him to turn away. And he goes dark, and he's running away. So we finish him off, and my torps, I was trying to not get spotted, but I think he spotted that first set, which completely allows the Yoshino to dodge. So you can mix your engine boost and your maneuverability and dodge a lot of shells. So I got kind of lucky here, but almost every one of these shots died or missed me from all these
Engine
ships,
boost activated.
especially that radar Mino. But those battleships, like in this gearing, none of them were able to hit me, and the one couple shells that the Mino did get to land actually bounced off my armor. So that was really nice. And those torps don't do much. Something happens and they were able to dodge all of them. But the Kremlin was not expecting these torps. So, yep. That reload definitely got that caught that Kremlin off guard. So the main problem with the Halland is that you are a slow ship and you have no smoke. So while you can easily dodge these shells and, punish an LV at 9 kilometers, make sure that your escape route that you had in mind doesn't have anywhere to go, or does have a place to go, because I thought I was going to get undetected and didn't expect this guy. So trying to get behind this island, being spotted the whole time with already using my torps. Shit. So that was me not paying attention to where I was going and not realizing who was spotting me. And again with the Halland is the slow base speed of 35 knots. You aren't gonna exit any direction really quick. So when you have a Marceau around, you probably might want to keep moving, because to get back up to speed without a speed boost takes a long time. And you can get real punished when you get greedy for torps. So this Marceau pushes out and tries to punish me, and he does. However, with the guns and the high fire chance, I do get to set another fire on him before I go down, which keeps him spotted and lets my teammates kill him before he goes.
Torpedoes,
So
direct
that was
front.
good. So when you are trying to push around an enemy and keep them stuck behind the island using your torps, don't push too close because you do have a 15-kilometer range on your torps, so there was no reason to get within 6 kilometers of a GK and then a Harugumo, or 12 kilometers of the Petro. And you're not gonna outrun even a Harugumo. That guy chased me down and then he also died for it, but you know, wasn't really worth it. And when you do have escape route and you are running and dodging and, you know, just trying to keep fire away from anyone else, make sure that when you escape, you don't make sure you know where you're escaping to. So I saw that thunder earlier and I completely forgot about him when that Ragnar showed up. So I ran straight into that thunder and yeah, punished me for that one. So hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day.